Hi, my name is Rachel Barbeau, creator of the Hope for a Better Marriage Patreon and Facebook community for married women who are looking to improve their marriage without active participation from their husbands. This is part of a series I'm doing explaining certain tips and tools from The Empowered Wife by Laura Doyle. In the hopes of helping you as you read it, maybe listen to the audiobook, maybe you've read it a while ago. There is something Lord Oil talks about with borrowing his brain. So, this is a way to show that you respect his judgment, that you want his help, you want to borrow his manly brain. So this is a way of involving him in problem solving, and especially if it's things that, like, say you've been handling all the kids stuff for all these years, you've been handling household things. It's a way to really get him back involved in making those decisions and build him up as the leader of your family. So, borrow his brain. Now, the language, this is where you can personalize. If you want to say, hey, can I borrow your brain on this? You basically would just lay out the problem you're having succinctly. So this requires a lot of, like, you processing first, getting to the heart of the matter, because as women, we can be so emotional. Our stories can be so long. So we want to really get it down. I try to get it down to like a sentence or a few sentences. So you might say, can I borrow your brain? I don't know that I've ever actually said that phrase because it doesn't really feel natural to me and in my relationship. So I might say, hey, do you have any ideas about this? Or what do you think about this? So I usually bring, it's usually a struggle I'm having with one of our children. So I might say, like, hey, the boys have been fighting a lot. Do you have any ideas for how I should handle that, or a new technique I should try? I might not say exactly like that, but hey, um, our daughter is behind in math. I'm not quite sure how to catch her up. What do you think? Certain things like that. So you're inviting him to be your hero, to be your problem solver. The caveat that is so important is that when you decide to do this, you need to be okay with however he chooses to do it. So, say it's dealing with a child, sibling conflict, anything like that, especially as you have like older kids, his punishment, his way of handling it might not be how you would handle it. And men tend to parent differently, and that's actually a good thing. We're meant to balance each other out. God designed men and women, fathers and mothers differently for a reason. So you need to be okay with how he's going to do it. It is really inadvisable for you to borrow his brain and then say, nope, I don't want to do that. I don't like that. I'm going to do it my way. That would be really harmful. So you need to decide ahead of time if you're going to borrow his brain. You will follow through, or you will allow him to take the lead. And, if it's difficult for you, if you're recognizing, like, ooh, this is harder than I thought, you might need to go to a different room, do some self-care, pray if you need it. But do not borrow his brain if you're not planning to at all, no matter what, follow through. I mean, there could be some certain boundaries. We talk about this I have a different Facebook group that I'm a part of that we use the Empowered Wife as a tool. And usually, like, we do like cross or um, draw the line at husbands, like, name calling, getting really like vicious towards the kids. So that's where we might step in and say, like, I can't let them be treated this way. Um, Something like that. You're still calm, can be, decently respectful, just adding a boundary so that, like, I could see if it crossed into that. But hopefully it's nothing that intense. It just might be a little more stern, a little more harsh of a punishment, but do not borrow his brain if you're not planning to uphold it, follow through. Hope that's helpful. Comment if you have any questions, how this helped you. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much.